When you think about going on a road trip, the biggest thing you normally think about is what kind of snacks you will have on the road, or what tunes to play on the car stereo. On Road 96, the choices are much more perilous.
Kept inside so long, I've lost sight of right and wrong.
Road 96 is a procedurally generated narrative story-based game about random teenagers attempting to cross the border during a dangerous political regime. During the risky road trip, you will meet numerous different characters and slowly learn their stories with each playthrough until the timer ticks down to the final showdown on Election Day. Reaching the border is not as simple as it sounds. Each playthrough can lead to either getting across the border, getting arrested, or even in some cases, as I was soon to find out, death. Getting across the border relies on you making the right decisions, and having enough health and money will ensure your survival. Hitchhiking can be eventful, but not always safe, and running out of energy on the road can always certainly mean death or arrest. However, many of the main characters give tips for road tripping, and even some non-main characters will give you some tips as well. With 6 characters to meet throughout the game playthrough of 10 chapters, each character that you meet has their own quirks and nuances. From Stan and Mitch to goofball robbers who just can't seem to get it right, to lovable John, a trucker with a heart of gold trying to make the world a better place. Each character has their own story, and the game does an excellent job of weaving them all together in an interesting and enjoyable way. I thoroughly enjoyed watching how the characters' lives were all intertwined together at the end of the game. Each part of your character's story gives you an opportunity to meet and learn more about the 6 main characters, along with take part in some hilariously fun minigames, ranging from an electrically charged game of Operation to get a key for a generator, to being chased down the road by police and using bags of money to corrupt the cop into leaving the chase behind. Each minigame is unique and keeps the game fresh with its replays of teens escaping to the border. Meeting our 6 main characters is not the only thing you might come across on the road. You may even find some hidden secrets along the way. While the main characters are the only ones that you get percentages to complete, there are some other characters that return a few times throughout the stories. One corrupt cop in particular was in quite a few different character stories, along with being a bouncer at the same time too. Overall, Road 96 was a fun and entertaining political narrative story game that had a lot of depth to the characters even though you didn't play them at all. I loved how each choice you made had a reaction which would either help or hinder you throughout the rest of your road trip. You play as random teens that are trying to cross the border during a time of political upheaval in Petria. This can result in crossing, being arrested, or even death. The graphics look very similar to that of Life is Strange, and you can tell that they take their inspiration from them. The characters all have unique looks, which is a great aspect. The road can always look the same after a while though, so it's hard to find interesting things to look at during the drive, although much is going on, so that doesn't seem to be much of an issue. One really cool quirk that I found interesting, and I didn't fully notice until at least halfway through the game, is that each part of the journey is titled with song names. I thought this was a very simple but effective thing to do. The soundtrack is full of great songs that I really enjoyed bopping along to, and you can pick one of them to listen to if you've collected the cassette tape for it. Most of the game is played using the WASD keys to move around, with the occasional holding the mouse down to do something. The rest is done through story mode, and you are to pick different choices based on the options available. There were instances that I found this difficult, such as when you are walking with another character. I tried to click on a response with Zoe once and she moved forward and I ended up picking the wrong one. Another time when you come across a drunk John, he is stumbling, which makes choosing the response rather difficult. The stories during each playthrough was really entertaining to experience. I loved how the game intertwined the characters together, and there were so many instances where I was trying to work out how they would all be connected together. It was still a surprise with some of them. I had not gotten 100% on all the characters by the time I had done one completion of the game, and there are different things to help you along the way as you complete each story, so there are more opportunities to play through and find even more stories. It is also procedurally generated, meaning each playthrough will be completely different.
I couldn't help but explore.
I give it 4 out of 5 hows.